Shalom family. Worldwide craziness continuing. Over 50,000 jobs in the United States may have been lost in the month of October. That, according to their latest report. Now, that is a lot, and it is exacerbating the crisis of people without jobs, without money, without the ability to support their families, to put food on the table, and everyone stressing, which a lot of media talking heads are saying is going to lead to more civil unrest, more rising up, and eventually some sort of revolution against the government. All those things are possibilities. Times are getting tougher. It's not just the United States. In South Africa, 291,000 jobs were lost in the first quarter alone this year, and that is a 32.9% statistic. Now, 12 million plus people in this country are still jobless, and this is worldwide. Worldwide, to date, 806,000 jobs have been lost. Most of that blamed on artificial intelligence integration into everyday jobs and situations and manufacturing and construction and everywhere else, systematically replacing real people with robots controlled by artificial intelligence. And we're seeing that everywhere because the beast system is going to function like that. What do they want? They want you to stay home, to be controlled and to be obedient, and everything will be watched and checked all the time. Australian spy chief says Chinese hackers are probing telecoms and key facilities, warning against the risk of economic disruption from sabotage. China obviously dismissed the remarks as a false narrative. Now, if you think back a while ago on this channel, we talked about the fact that they proved that all the cameras and surveillance cameras and things like that used by America and the UK and other countries, even in their government agencies, were found to be sending information back to China. So they were probing defenses, they were setting themselves up so that at some stage they can maybe flip a switch and cause chaos with electronics all over the place before they attack. That would be a very wise move. Bring out absolute technological chaos, know everything that the enemy is doing, and then move directly after that. That would work. So it would appear that this is not just Australia, this is multiple countries all over the world, and they've been busy with this for a long time. They're not going to stop anytime soon either. Chinese diplomat threatens to cut off new Japanese Prime Minister's head over Taiwan comments. Consul General's deleted social media post prompts formal protest from Tokyo. Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi, who took office last month, told a parliamentary committee on Friday that a Chinese blockade of Taiwan would likely create a survival-threatening situation for Japan, one that could compel Tokyo to deploy its self-defense forces in response. The democratically governed island sits 60 miles away from Japanese territory. So it's a real threat when things go down, not if, when things go down in Taiwan. Japan should be mobilizing to protect herself because it can very easily turn around and bite her at the same time. Zhu Jian, the Chinese consul general in Osaka, fired back in a since-deleted X post on Sunday. That filthy neck that barged in on its own, I've got no choice but to cut it off without a moment's hesitation. Are you prepared for that? We're living in a time when there's so much lack of love and so much lawlessness and hatred and disconnection between people that even our leaders are showing such crass thoughts openly and in public until they get told by their bosses to remove it. But to straight out say, oh, you know what, I'm going to cut your head off. You're supposed to be a leader. There are more intelligent things you can say than I'm going to chop your head off because you said something I don't like. Chinese company unveils new humanoid robot with eerily lifelike movements. Xpeng has unveiled the robot with such lifelike movements that the representatives actually had to slice it open on stage to prove a human wasn't hiding inside. That's how advanced the system is. They are using custom artificial intelligence robotics architecture, which enables it to interpret visual inputs and respond physically without needing to translate what it sees into language. The next generation has flexible bones, solid bionic muscles, and soft skin. We hope to have a similar height and proportion to human beings, and in the future, robots will be life partners and colleagues. Russia and Tesla at the same time also unveiling robots. How crazy is that? And they're making headway and starting to win the race in robotics and releasing robots to everyone in every industry because they've given over control to AI. So no longer is it a computer software program running and interpreting cues and then going from the inputs and then reading the language and making decisions. No, now it's artificial intelligence, which we know is demonically inspired and controlled, taking control of this powerful thing that's been made, and it's running flawlessly. The New World Order is going to try and make sure that these are in everybody's homes and they can watch and control and do exactly as they need to do. Why do you think you're seeing these articles all over the place about how they want to roll them out as fast as possible, as quickly as possible, and now making statements like they're going to be your life partner? Because they've worked so hard to disconnect us from each other and to keep everyone separate, that the only thing you're going to connect to is going to be the robot, and that's going to become your life partner and your colleague. There's even movies that push these ideas very romantically. Oh, it's so nice. Oh, look, he's got a friend. His best friend is this robot. Why doesn't he have a human? New report showing children as young as 6 being exposed to porn through social media. Shockingly, pornography is no longer something children seek out in adolescence. Today, it has become something children stumble upon accidentally while in primary school. It is something shown to them without looking for it on the same sites designed to help them connect with other people and be entertained. My question here is, why are you allowing your children at this young age to have their own devices? That's like giving cocaine or poison to your kids. You are there to protect them. You should be controlling that usage, and you should be watching what they watch, and it should be very much limited to very small times, and you should be physically teaching them how to entertain themselves, how to play alone, how to interact with people and have social skills. That is your job. Not the tablet's job, not the phone's job, not the computer's job, because they will be teaching your children horrifying things when you're not looking, including pornography, which is going to just cause so much damage. Your kids at that age and even older should not be exposed to things like this. So the choice, again, comes down to how effective we want to be in protecting our kids and keeping them in a godly home at all times. Stay safe out there, stay close to the Word of God, and keep looking up. Shalom.